trying to sell anyone anything, but I've found that a lot of the people that I talk with kind of like to know what's going on in the community in terms of housing prices and, things like that. So that's why I call.
Well, yeah, no, it's good. I was in real estate for 40 years, so I know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, awesome.
I've been there.
Did you work here in...
I was in real estate. No, I in El Paso. We were brokers. We had Cardin Real Estate in El Paso for like 60 years.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
My brother started it in 1950, in the 50s, and then, but I didn't start selling until, probably 70 maybe? I don't know, somewhere in there.
Well, I bet it was a completely different world back then.
Oh, yeah, completely different. We did real good until Jimmy Carter got in the presidency, and we were sucking eggs then, I'll tell you what.
All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Craig KIRIO. I'm a realtor right here in Oklahoma City, and I'm going to do some cold calls today, and I want to take you along on that journey. I'm a big believer that real estate sales is a business where we are not only advising people, not selling people, right? I think people hate being sold. People like to buy, but they don't want to be sold. And so my entire philosophy in business is relationships over transactions, because I believe that if I can genuinely come from a place of service and contribution, I will be able to help you as a customer in real estate. I can help provide a better solution than someone who is simply looking for their next paycheck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call around a just sold property. This here in Oklahoma City. This is a community called Briar Creek, and I am marketing, or rather I'm calling around a property that I had listed and sold. It was a really hard transaction. I'm not going to lie. It had a lot of moving pieces. The seller was a little tough to work with. He wanted a lot for the property, more than it was probably worth. So we had it listed over market value. We got a lot of attention. A lot of people came through, but because the house wasn't perfectly buttoned up and, it wasn't that perfect house, it just wasn't what it needed to be to get the dollar amount that we had on it. It took a long time to sell. We got it under contract 3 times, and each time the buyer that had it under contract was just asking for some bit of a concession. The first one asked for the roof to be replaced. The second one asked for, it was just like some odds and ends. The third one was contingent on a property selling in Portland, Oregon, and that ended up falling through. And so we just had a hell of a time selling this property. And I was actually I got a few calls from the neighbors saying because we listed this thing back in May, it's currently November 11th. So, you know what? I'm going to put everything on Do Not Disturb. I meant to do that a minute ago. I don't want to be disturbed while we're talking. There we go. All right. So no notifications. But I was actually having neighbors call, and they were asking me hey, Craig, what's going on with this thing? Is this going to be a thing? Or neighbors were actually calling, and they're like, hey, this is Craig. I was calling about that house on Briar Creek. What's the deal with that? Is that ever going to sell or what? We had literally had it listed for it was on the market for 71 active days. It's crazy. Not every house is like that. And I learned a lot from that. So I've been selling real estate for, almost 2 years. So I got licensed in March of 2021. So this next March will be 2 years. And my first 6 months was really rough. I didn't have one closing my first 6 months, but then from month 6 to month 12, I closed 25. So I feel and I recognize that not having any closings for that first 6 months was me just putting in the work, putting in the time, the effort, the energy. And because real estate is one of those businesses where it snowballs, I knew that if I just kept doing it and kept the momentum going, that the money, the paycheck would follow. And it did. So nothing to complain about there. But the market's shifting right now. And I think anyone that's been paying attention to the real estate market knows that. or if you work in real estate, then you know that the market's shifting. We've got fewer buyers in the marketplace right now. Although today's Friday, we did just get the October inflation report that they release in November. And that showed that inflation was not down, but it came in a lot less than analysts had predicted, or, the professionals, the people that do this for a living. So that was a really good sign. It was very encouraging. It was a very encouraging KPI, a key predictive indicator of the economy and the rising interest rates actually working, right? It's actually the Fed raising the interest rates with the goal of slowing the housing market is actually working. So that's good news. We were able to get a couple buyers locked in at a lower interest rate. Interest rates were earlier in the week hovering at about 7.5, 7.6 here in the Oklahoma City market for a 30-year conventional loan. And we got 2 buyers locked in yesterday at 6.6%. So you've got to just pay attention to those market cycles. The interest rates adjust almost daily, sometimes multiple times per day. And so you've just got to keep an eye on that if you're shopping for a house and interest rate is the thing that's holding you back from really moving full speed ahead, then you need to pay attention. Make sure you stay in close communication with your realtor, your agent. Make sure you stay in close communication with your mortgage broker or your banker. And if you happen to get the opportunity where you can jump in and scoop up a lower interest rate on a day or a weekend like today, you might as well do it. We've got a ton of home shopping to do this weekend because we've got lower interest rates. And so anyway, I'm going to jump into these cold calls. I am going to be calling around to do some marketing specifically for those interest rates. I'm going to do that here in a little bit. The goal here for me, just so you guys know, is I'm using YouTube as sort of like an accountability partner. So when I was first getting into real estate, I did very, very well with my cold calls. I did it daily for 4, 5, 6 hours per day. And I started to get a lot of traction, got a lot of people in the pipeline, got a few listings. And I really noticed hey, this stuff works. It actually works. And so I kept doing it. And then I got busy. And what happens when you get busy? You stop doing those things that you think aren't serving you. And so I thought that what was serving me was taking care of my active clients and keeping everything, in check. Making sure that we don't have any issues on the listing, or, if I'm working with a buyer, I'm showing them properties, and I put prospecting on the back burner. And now, just to be 100% honest, I am seeing in the next several months that I'm going to have an issue because my pipeline of listings has almost dried up. Now, I still have business. I've got enough business coming in to stay alive, financially speaking, but I noticed it feels like I've really hit the brakes on my business. And so I think, I've got the podcast and some other things that I've been posting. I've been trying to leverage short form content, but I think really posting videos like this of cold calling specifically, prospecting, I think is a way that I can help, or you guys can help hold me accountable. And maybe you can learn something also, even if it's what not to do if you're on the phone. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. I'm going to have my phone on speaker, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to hear everything okay. If you can't, let me know in the comment section if the audio is good or bad. I do have a microphone that I'm using here, and I do have the ability to plug the phone into the microphone, and then I can wear headphones, and I can sort of, the stuff that's happening on the actual phone runs through the microphone, and then I can just edit it all together. But I don't have the adapter to do that yet. So we're going to do whatever we can do. There's that quote, right? It says, do what you can where you are with what you have. Do what you can where you are with what you have. Every time I say that, I think of JFK, and I have that thing in my head, do what you can where you are with what you have. I probably sound like an idiot, but anyway, so guys, I'm using Vortex to do my calls. And like I said, I'm just calling around this neighborhood. This is called Briar Creek. It is in Oklahoma City to the left or west of Lake Hefner. And I started calling yesterday, actually, and I made, let's see, I forget. I don't know how many calls I made yesterday. I need to keep track of that, though. In fact, I am going to keep track of it today. But let's just jump back in. So I'd also like to know, guys, comment down below and let me know once I get going what you think about my script. The sort of script that I'm using is kind of loosey-goosey. I have a general idea of what it is that I'm trying to say in my head, but I'm not a big script guy. I don't want to sound scripted. And so I try and just make this sound as natural as possible. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if I sound like a hooligan or if you think I actually sound like I know what I'm talking about. So we're going to load this up. I am going to fire up the dialer. Okay, let's see. Got to get prepared. Got to get ready. Okay. So I have 180 numbers to call. And what I do, the first time I call through a neighborhood, I am only calling one phone number on each house, each property. I'm only calling one number because I'm not trying to blow them up. I am really trying to build relationships and establish myself as an expert in the community when it comes to real estate. And so I want to get these people on the phone, tell them that we sold that property. They've got some great new neighbors, and see if there's anything that I can do for them. Okay, here we go. Let's load up this dialer. And we're going to dial in. Okay. All right, here we go.
Welcome to Wave.
All right, hope you guys can hear this. Okay. Now, we called her yesterday. Called yesterday. I'm going to skip forward until I get to someone I haven't called yet. So I do a couple different types of cold calling. And again, like I said, I've kind of been out of it the last couple months, to be honest, of like prospecting actively. And so I'm looking to get back into it. I've got several ideas for prospecting that I'm going to be implementing, but consistency is key. We all know that. Consistency is key to building a strong business. I am a listing agent. That's what I'm building my business for. That's how I'm sort of structuring everything. I do have a team. I have 2 agents on my team, and the idea, the concept is to eventually get them to be my buyer's agents and do all my showings and take care of all my buyers, and I can focus exclusively on listings. I'm not to that point yet, but I hope to be there in the near future. Okay, so here we go. I'm getting close. So this is 53, 54. There we go. Okay. So I did 57 calls yesterday. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and let's fire it up. I always do, when I'm doing this, I run with 3 screens. I put all of my notifications, all my everything on Do Not Disturb because I don't want anyone calling me. I don't want anyone texting me. I don't want Instagram notifying me about anything. I don't want any distractions from the outside world when I'm prospecting. I want to focus 100% on what is right in front of me, talking to these people, establishing and developing relationships and nurturing those relationships. I don't believe in leads. I really just don't like the word. I don't like leads. But I believe that people aren't leads. People are people, and people are my business. So I take care of people. Okay, here we go. So like I said, I do this a little differently. I open up 3 windows. I'm going to have Vortex in one. And so I've got one window over here because I've got a 2-monitor setup. And so on this side, I've got Vortex, which is my dialer. That's where all of my prospect information is, the home information that I'm calling, all that stuff. And then also another tab on that screen is my CRM. I use Monday.com, and I've got my CRM open because if I am talking with someone and it turns out that they're a good person to add to my CRM, I'm going to add them straight away. I'm going to put in whatever notes are there, and that way I've got it, and I can schedule a follow-up or make tasks around that prospect, so on and so forth. I also, on the second screen, I pull up Google Maps, and on Google Maps, I will type in, or I actually just copy and paste it from Redx, the address of the person that I'm calling. And I do this with every single time I start calling a new person because I know where the house is that I sold in that neighborhood. I know exactly where it is. Well, I want to know where the person who I'm talking to is in relation to the listing that I sold. That way, because one of the things I say is like, hey, that house that was for sale right down the street from you, or right around the corner, or right behind you, or whatever it is, I want to really give the person on the other end the impression that I am the realtor for that neighborhood, and I know what I'm talking about, and I know who they are, and I know what house they live in. So I want to establish myself as the expert in the area. So, all right, guys, without further ado, I know you didn't come or click on this video to listen to me talk, or maybe you did. I don't know. But I'm going to jump right into it. So let's do it. I am connected to Vortex. Got speakerphone set up. We're going to call Carolyn. Whew, I always get the pre-call jitters. Woo! They say excitement and nervousness is the exact same feeling. It's the same biochemistry. It's the same thing happening. And so if you feel like you're nervous, if you can change that perspective to, I'm not nervous, I'm excited. Well, then that changes your whole physiology. And now you don't have that nervous energy. Now you've got excited energy. We can jump right in and we can call and we can add value. We can freaking dominate. Here we go. Also, I should say, I do leave voicemails. And it's different than a lot of agents do. Oh, we didn't even get to the voicemail on that one. Okay, I'm going to grab this address, copy and paste it into Google Maps. Just so you know, it's 12:34 here, 12:35, so we're calling around lunchtime. Hi, Mr. Mankin?
Sure. Yes.
Hey, this is Craig over here at Exit Realty. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
tonight unless you're trying to sell me something.
Oh, no, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just serve the Briar Creek community, and I was calling around to some of the neighbors. That house that we had listed on Briar Creek Drive, it was on the market for a while, and we finally got it closed last week. And so just calling around to the neighbors to let you guys know that you've got some new folks over there. If you get the chance to meet them, they're great people.
Okay.
And,
Thanks for letting me know.
hey, absolutely. Just so you know, that house ended up selling for $109 a foot. And I don't know if you've gotten any of my stuff, but I just send out market updates to the neighborhood just to let everyone know kind of what's happening with the housing market in the area. Have you gotten any of this stuff from me?
No, I haven't.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I'm not trying to sell you anything, and I certainly appreciate you taking a minute to chat with me. Would you be interested in receiving any of my market updates in the future?
No, thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, I won't keep you. Thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Wow, that was rough. Oh my God. Okay, so that would be exactly why someone says use a script, because as soon as he answered, he caught me off guard and I didn't even know where to start. And he said he's doing good unless I'm trying to sell him something. And so I tried to diffuse that right away and say, I'm not trying to sell you anything. But I'm going to go ahead and put that was a good number. And I didn't get his name. Okay, so we're going to say good number. We will count that as a contact. All right, let's try the next one.
Please leave your name and phone number after the beep. We will return your call.
Hey, good afternoon. This is Craig with Exit Realty. Just calling around to some of the neighbors. That house that we had listed just down the road, I know it was on the market for a while. It did finally close, and so just calling around to let the neighbors know what's going on with the housing market inside the community. If you have any questions about the real estate market or what home values are doing in the area, feel free to give me a call. I'd be happy to chat with you a little bit. My name's Craig. This is my cell phone. You can reach me anytime. Oh my God, I froze up on my voicemail. So this is what it's like when you're like getting back into the rhythm of it all, right? Like, gosh. And this is why you don't stop calling, because if you don't stop, then you don't get rusty. Okay, so let's jump in. I'm just checking the camera. Oh, that's telling me how many minutes of recording I have left. Okay. Well, that's all right. I'm going to jump back into this.
Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 40520020246 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, good afternoon, Dorothy. This is Craig. I'm a local realtor and I serve the Briar Creek community. I'm just calling around. There's a house that we had listed around the corner from you guys, and that did just close last week. And so just giving you guys an update on what's happening with the housing market inside Briar Creek. If you have any questions, give me a call when you have a chance. I'd be happy to chat with you a little bit and help you kind of understand what's happening in housing specific to Briar Creek. All right. Thanks so much, Dorothy. I appreciate it, and I look forward to talking with you. All right, we're getting warmed up a little bit. We're getting warmed up. Let's do this.
Hello.
Hey, Keith.
Who are you calling?
Oh, this is Craig. I was trying to reach Keith.
Oh, well, this isn't his number. Let me give you his number. You're talking about Keith Carden, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hold on just a second. Let me pull over so I can get you the number. Are you
Oh,
a friend of his?
hey, no, don't worry about that. I'm the local agent that works in the Briar Creek community, and we just sold another house over there, so I was just calling around to give the neighbors a market update, but I don't want you to pull over and go through all that trouble.
Well, are you a real estate agent?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. Because he doesn't want to sell his house. He just did a lot of remodeling there.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. No, there's a lot of folks, and that's kind of the position that a lot of people are in is the last couple of years since money's been so cheap, they've been doing renovations and things. And so I'm not trying to sell anyone anything, but I've found that a lot of the people that I talk with kind of like to know what's going on in the community in terms of housing prices and, things like that. So that's why I call.
Well, yeah, no, it's good. I was in real estate for 40 years, so I know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
I've been there.
Did you work here in...
I was in real estate. No, I in El Paso. We were brokers. We had Carden Real Estate in El Paso for like 60 years.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
My brother started it in 1950, in the 50s, and then, but I didn't start selling until, probably 70 maybe. I don't know, somewhere in there.
Well, I bet it was a completely different world back then.
Oh, yeah, completely different. We did real good until Jimmy Carter got in the presidency, and we were sucking eggs then, I'll tell you what.
Well, what happened when Jimmy Carter got in?
Interest rate went up to 18%.
Oh, my gosh, you got to be kidding me.
He thought that was his way of curbing inflation, and it wasn't. He was a good man. But he just, he was a Democrat, and that's hard to know what his thinking was. And I'm not saying, I don't happen to be one, but I have a lot of friends that are, and
Yeah.
But he didn't know it, and he was a governor, and he got in the presidency, and they were telling him what to do. I think he could have been a real good president. I think he was the governor of Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember.
That sounds
He was a good
right.
man. He was a good man, but he just they didn't know what he was doing, poor guy. So,
Well, we're almost in the same kind of boat with inflation and interest rates right now.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. I know it's. I don't know. It's really hard to understand why. I don't know. I don't have the answer, so I can't give an opinion on it because I don't know.
Well, you certainly seem to have some experience. What's your name, by the way?
Tom Carden.
Tom. Well, hey, again, my name's Craig. I don't know if you ever, if you don't keep up to date with the real estate market. I do a bunch of stuff that, I think is kind of cool, probably different from what you're used to, but I try and leverage social media and things like YouTube and some of the other social media platforms to try and create new educational content for people that are in the market to buy or sell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Man,
Well,
if
that's good. We bought our house from Brandon Hart when we got here. He was an ERA broker. We were ERA at the time when we were in El Paso. I don't know if he's still ERA or not, but
yeah, I don't know.
No, I tell you, he was an ERA. He was an ERA. I got him through my daughter-in-law that she's a broker for a real estate company in Idaho Falls, and she's the one that referred me to Brandon, and we ended up selling our house in El Paso, and we paid cash for our house here. We're retired.
Okay.
So we just paid cash for it.
Very nice.
But
So are you guys over there in Briar Creek too?
No, we live in Edmond.
Oh, okay. Very nice. And we just
We live in Edmond. We're about 15 minutes, about 12 to 15 minutes from Keith's house.
okay.
And we bought our house is about 1,800 square feet, and gosh, he's probably got 4,000 or 5,000 square feet where he is. I don't know how big it is.
His is pretty big. 4,400 is what I see. That's
Could be.
yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
a big house. Well, and you said he's done a lot of work, so maybe he's added a little bit.
Oh yeah, no. He hasn't added square footage particularly. He has a lot of attic space up there that. When we first got here, we thought maybe we were going to have to live there. We were going to convert part of his attic to a room, but we ended up buying a house, so
Okay.
we didn't have to. But he, I don't, I could give you his number, but I don't think he's interested in selling at all.
Well,
Too
no,
much work in the house.
no worries at all. I actually might have it here. I had 2 phone numbers for the property. This was the first one that I called. The other one might be his, and I can reach out. Like I said, I'm not trying to get anyone on the hook for anything. I just try and call around and market myself and let people know what's going on in the market.
Sure,
But
I don't blame him.
well,
Blame you at all. He has a 405 number, but I have to look it up on my phone. I don't have it memorized.
oh, well, I'll tell you what I'll do, Tom. Since you're driving, I won't keep you. But if you're okay with it, I'd like to shoot you a text with my information. And if there's ever anything I could do for you guys down the road, I'd be happy to reconnect with you.
Sure, yeah, send it to me. I'd be fine.
Okay, sounds good. Well, Tom, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Okay, so that was kind of cool. That was a good one. I'm going to add this guy. So the only name Vortex has is Keith. I'm going to add Tom, and I'm going to say Keith brother. Okay, and okay, we've got a couple email addresses too. So anyway, I'm going to update this. That way we know that Tom is the guy we talked to. And then I'm going to shoot him a text right now, and I'm going to give him my link tree, and I'm going to give